Yeah?
Hey, man, you come over, man.
Oh, no, sorry, man. I can't come over today. Yeah, I was sent an early version of The Lion King that I get to review.
Oh, is that cool?
Yeah, man, home video version, dude. I don't even have to go to the theater to see it.
Well, you gotta let me know.
Yeah, man, I'll let you know later if it's any good. Well, let's go ahead and see if this remake of The Lion King or this live action version is any good.
Oh, hey, how you doing there, buddy? How you doing? You and the rest of the group doing good? Yeah. Let's talk about that over some tea.
Wow! They got him looking like real. This is like photorealistic.
I'm a little busy right now eating. Hey, why you running after me? Come here, I want to show you something. No, wait, what? Hey, can't we talk about this? Hey, come on now, man. Come on, man. I told you,
Oh,
man, we're friends, right? You said we're friends. Yeah.
Hakuna Matata, motherfucker! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I think they may have went a little bit too realistic with this version. Following movie review is rated R for retarded. In a world full of crime, corruption, and destruction, one man decides to review movies. This is Devil Dog at the Movies. Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back from seeing the live-action 2019 version of The Lion King. I would normally say spoiler alert, but since everybody has seen the original Lion King 5,000 times, there's not really any sort of spoilers that you'll have to worry about. You've seen the original, you kind of get a gist what's in this. Now, first and foremost, I have to say hands down, this movie is going to win some massive ass awards strictly on their effects alone. The CGI that is used in this, there's several scenes where I have to think that they must have used real animals, even though I've heard they didn't use any real animals in this movie, and that is a sight to behold. It is friggin' phenomenally beautiful how realistic every single location looks and how every single animal looks and their movement. That, hands down, is the best part of this movie. And that's really the only part of this movie that's great. Now, I have to say something. James Earl Jones, I love the guy, but the performance of the voice actors in this, it seems wooden. They don't seem like they're really going out of their way to really act that good. I mean, James Earl Jones does a good thing, but it literally seems to me like people reading lines off of a board. You know, like, I am Mufasa, I am Scar. And while they do a good performance, it just seems wooden. And the combination of that with the effects on the animals just does not give any sort of animation or emotion to these characters. Since they're animals, they don't express. They're not able to express emotions like the characters in the animated version was. And since they're not able to actually express emotions, it makes it to where, along with your voice reading, it doesn't have the emotional attachment to these characters. You'll be like, oh, okay, here's Mufasa, here's all the characters. Well, that's great. They look phenomenal. And the voices are okay for the most part, but they just don't have the same kind of animation and emotion as the original. And you know why they don't? Because they're not animated. Well, they're computer animated, but they're not hand-drawn animation. There's something you can only get when you do actual hand-drawn animation. I mean, don't get me wrong, any sort of animation, just not CGI animation. It just leads to you being able to get all these expressions and these moments. And, for the most part, it is a scene-by-scene recreation with some slight differences due to the fact of it being a live-action adaptation. But there are some parts they've kind of changed. First of all and foremost, a lot of people are going to be disappointed. I hated the soundtrack in this, okay? Now, I am a huge fan of the original, and now while they have the same songs in this, they are done in a way to where I just don't like them. They're like remixed versions. And this is just strictly my opinion. If you like them, that's perfectly fine, and I respect that. But in my heart feeling, I'm not saying I wanted an exact note for note remake of the original music, but the songs in this just don't have the same flavor, the same heart as the original ones did. So you combine the fact that the songs that just don't really seem to have the same heart to them, combined with the lack of facial animations of the animals due to them being animals, combined with the overall static voice reads of all the people doing the voice acting, and it all comes together poorly. You know, it's beautiful. It looks great. It follows all the same story beats, but there are a couple parts they've changed. Some of the characters, like the hyenas, they have changed. They kind of go more on some of the leader of the hyenas, which I kind of liked. But some of the characters I just didn't like Timon and Pumbaa. Don't get me wrong, I like Pumbaa. It kind of sounds like the same guy, but Timon sounds awful. He sounds like Robin Williams as the gay guy from The Birdcage. And don't get me wrong, I ain't got a problem if that's what they were going for, but it just does not fit with the character. Most of the voice actors they chose just don't fit with the damn characters. And then by far the biggest letdown for me is they changed a lot of the music around. Like, Be Prepared, one of the best dang songs in the original. They chop that thing to bits in this. It's not the full version. It doesn't have the same punch to it. And I know what was the original guy, Jeremy Irons, that did the voice of Scar in the original. Well, there was a part halfway through where they didn't think he could hit the notes. So it's actually not Jeremy Irons singing in the original movie, believe it or not. Well, in this, it's almost like a spoken word version. And it just doesn't have the same heart and feel to it. I mean, all in all, it was a good movie. Hands down, out of all the live action adaptations that Disney has made so far, I kind of like this one the least. Really, honestly. Visually, it's a stunner. I mean, my goodness, it is so beautiful. But I just can't get past the fact that this feels like a cash grab from Disney. And we all know they are, okay? We already know that. But after Aladdin, which I liked Aladdin, because even though it stayed true to the original, they mixed up enough and changed certain things to where it kind of worked. And the actors did a really good job in their roles, except for Jafar. He sucked. But in this, it's just, even James Earl Jones just seems like he was not feeling well on the day when he went to do the voice recording. It just, the movie doesn't have heart. The animation, it doesn't have expressions. It doesn't have the emotion that's needed. It doesn't have the heart that's needed. And in the end, it just seems like, other than certain parts they kind of slightly tweaked and changed, it just doesn't seem that good. Honestly, once you get past the visual specter of this movie, and once you get used to the songs, which have been changed, modified, remixed, or whatever you have it, you'll find that, bare bones, it's just not that good of a movie. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad or anything. You can take your family and friends to go see it. It's still an entertaining flick. But in my feeling, my personal final feeling of this movie, is I have to say I can't really recommend it for people. You know what? If you like The Lion King, just watch The Lion King. I just really wish that Disney would stop with these live action adaptations of the original source material, which, by the way, they're not original source material. Disney got them from a bunch of other stories that they changed along the way too, but we all know that. After all, Lion King is nothing more than kitty cat Hamlet. Let's be honest. It's Hamlet with kitty cats in it. But in the end, I would have to say, if you're a fan of the original, watch the original. This is not going to ever hold a candle to the original. The songs are better than the original. The voice acting is better than the original. The animation and the expressions and the heart and the soul are better in the original. But the only thing I can say is a high point of this is, God, it looks beautiful. The animals look so realistic, like photorealistic. The backgrounds, the areas, the scenes, and how they match it up to the original cartoon are very, very well done. Pride Rock looks like Pride Rock. The Elephant Boneyard looks like the Elephant Boneyard. They did a fantastic job in recreating the scenes from the movie in this, but they just didn't bring the heart and the soul. And along with that, wooden voice acting. So I'd have to say, unless you're a really huge fan and you maybe get some discount tickets or you really, really want to see this, I'd say pass. Wait until this goes to the cheap theaters, or wait until it's on home video to check it out. Because if you really want The Lion King, just watch The Lion King again. Honestly, hands down. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching these videos. Hit that bell icon to stay up to date whenever I release any new videos. Give a thumbs up if you like this video or not. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.